What's on your mind?
So, we're back on Dak Prescott once again, and I got to tell you, Rich, this guy deserves so much better. I need to say this. The guy needs to play out the last year of his contract in Dallas and just move on, because it's not his fault that he has only 2 wins under his belt in the playoffs for the Cowboys. Rich, let me put it this way. I was 7 years old the last time the Cowboys played an NFC Championship game. That's how long it's been since the Cowboys have done anything. It doesn't matter how many times they've gone to the playoffs and done this and done that. Every single year, it's always like every single day, it's drama with this team. Mm-hmm. It's like an episode of All of My Children with this team every single day.
Well, I get it. I just think that's the way ownership likes it. And I think that's the way that ownership is used to doing it. And I think that's the spell my name right PR strategy. And thanks for the call, Derek. I appreciate it. And that's just the way it always has been with the Dallas Cowboys. Always. Even when they were winning their championships. That's just the way it is. That's the way it was with the Yankees in the 70s and the 80s and and when they were winning championships then. And I think it's just that part and parcel for certain franchises. That's the way it goes. And that's certainly the heat that comes on it. And that's the fan base that's so passionate about it. But that leads me to a question I want to ask you, TJ Jefferson. And I need the Emmis truth here from you, sir.
Okay. The what?
The ultimate truth.
The Emmis?
Emmis?
I've never heard that before.
I need the truth from you.
Okay.
Would Dak Prescott, for the rest of his career, be better off somewhere else?
Oh, man.
What Derek in Missouri just said, because he said he feels for Dak and that Dak deserves better. Dak also is, feathering his bed with Jones' money. And if that's what matters in this world, and it does for a lot of people, and of course it is very important to be generationally enriched. He's doing very well for himself, and when you are the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, that does put you in a certain pedestal. It certainly allows you if you're a quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys or a pass rusher for the New York Giants, you're in a better position to succeed in your, or a quarterback in general, obviously, of a big franchise. Well, it gives you a better shot to be a successful in media if that's your desire once you're done.
So you just gave the answer that I was going to give you.
Okay.
Depends on how you look at things. Is it about making money? Because bottom line is that's what it's all about. People can say I don't do it for money.
No, it's about wins. It's about making the Hall of Fame.
Is it though?
I'm asking. I'm putting you in this box. In this construct.
It's so tough because, like you said, being the quarterback of the Cowboys does present you with opportunities that others won't get. Tony Romo doesn't have that gig if he was the Bengals quarterback. Jason Witten doesn't
Hold on a second. Boomer Esiason got a gig.
I mean, okay, that's true.
I just want to push back from what a Bengal fan might say.
Won an MVP, though. Boomer won an MVP and been to 2 Super Bowls.
I mean, Phil Simms won a Super Bowl in the 80s, and his CBS run just came to an end.
Giants, though, number one market.
Number one market. So I'm saying take a smaller market team like Romo, Witten. They don't get those opportunities. Would Dak be better off? It depends on what Dak wants, Rich. I really like if he doesn't want to have to pick up his phone every 3 hours and hear his name on someone's mouth talking about a boot. Mm-hmm. Remember one year it was about he didn't throw for about 2 weeks during camp, and that was an uproar. Like, what's wrong with his shoulder?
Like he needed to see a pitching. He was seeing pitching coaches
So there's
from baseball.
Always something, and people always want to go, well, it's Cowboys fans. I still don't know that that's necessarily the truth. I think it's the media because the Cowboys are the biggest, most valuable team out there. So I really can't answer that. I don't know what Dak is in this for. Is he in it just to make money? Because that's what he should be. Because when you're putting your body on the line, you got to stack your paper.
So then let's go there. Let's go here then. Utilizing what you just said. How about this? Does he knows one way to do it, and he could stick where it is. He doesn't leave CD, right? In the same way that Justin Jefferson said that Kirk Cousins leaving surprised him, and it didn't. He, again, not to repeat myself, but I will. It's Sports Talk Radio. Mike Francesa used to repeat himself 5 times in the same segment.
Well, because you never know who's tuning in. Right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So Jefferson elaborated on why he wasn't surprised and left alone why he was surprised. And I interpreted that to say the reason why he's surprised is why would he leave me? So you're leaving CeeDee Lamb, who is, you would say, on par with Justin Jefferson? When I said Justin Jefferson is the best in the business, you're like, what about CeeDee Lamb?
I think right now, Lamb is first.
I think Lamb
had a better year last year.
Has every reason to tell Jerry Jones, pay me like Justin Jefferson,
absolutely.
More so than one would say Ayuk can do that with Jed York.
Factual.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Factual.
So you're sticking. You could stick with CD. You stay in Dallas. You don't have to move. You know the owner. You know the situation, and you know you're built for. Okay, so they're all focused on my shoulder one year. They're focused on my leg the next. I'm also, in line to maybe be the first $60 million a year quarterback, and I have never been within 2 games of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that's cool. Or is it better off for him to find another spot where he can find somebody who's, in CD's realm, or what the Packers are doing, bunch of young kids, and peace and quiet. Peace and quiet. You're still making as much money. That's not going to change.
That's not going to change.
He's going to make as much money elsewhere. That's apples to apples. I think the money in Dallas and the money in elsewhere, and go somewhere else and just do it in relative peace. You're off the radar screen, but you have a potentially even better chance to win because it's a different way to do it there. What do you think?
The pressure is always going to be on in Dallas, right? Always. So it just depends, Chris, on how
that makes diamonds, as we know.
Yeah, and Justin Jefferson knows that as well because he had him all over yesterday.
What's he going to be, the Saints quarterback next year?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, that's a great for instance. A great for instance.
Because I think that's on the table. That could be possible.
How about Jets quarterback next year?
Look, we had a caller.
No, but that's the same. That's
because you're going to New York.
It's the scrutiny of New York.
Okay, so we got to get rid of that. Okay,
we had a caller call in and mention the Steelers a few weeks ago. If you remember,
Will Levis bust, and he's the Titans quarterback next year.
That's not going to bring him any closer to a championship. I'm sorry, no disrespect.
And I think we forget about him pretty quickly if
Pittsburgh.
He's mediocre.
Remember the caller called in a few weeks ago.
Pittsburgh, the Steelers are
the same.
It's not the same as Dallas, right?
Well,
but the fan base and the attention paid is huge.
Right.
Let's be honest. The Steelers are probably a greater franchise.
All right, so I've laid it out. I need an answer.
Raiders, is he the Vegas quarterback next year?
Oh, baby.
Now we're talking because that's real too. That's real. That's a possibility.
True.
Because they've got AOC
All
and
right,
Gardner
now we've landed
now.
on an actual team. Better off for him to be the Raiders quarterback for the rest of his career or to stay put in Dallas.
Yeah, Raiders.
Go.
Raiders.
Go.
You might as well stay, dog.
I'll say Raiders.
Yeah, let's say Raiders. I'm going to put this out.
Go to Vegas. You're nodding your head because you want him.
I would love that.
Mr. Silver and Black over there.
I would love
You
that.
take him in a heartbeat.
Which is crazy to me, Jason, because I see
And you got
so
Devontae Adams there.
I see so many comments from people, like you get the Dak stinks comments, which I swear must be bots or whatever. There's people who don't want to look at the actual stats and just say that he stinks. But then I see so many other fan bases going, I would love to have this dude as my quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, does he really stink, or do you not like him because
he does not stink?
He's with the Cowboys.
He's with the Cowboys.
He's with the Cowboys.
You don't want him against you.
He's an excellent quarterback.
I know this, but
excellent in the community. Excellent quarterback.
You
Come
read
on.
everything. You hear everything.
Well, I mean, listen. He is now in the same lot as Romo and everybody else since Aikman. They have not gotten to the NFC Championship game. I think you sent the group a text of an Instagram account that had the logos of the Final Four of the last decade.
No, look,
there was a lot of red up there. The Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers and the Patriots.
Yep.
And then a lot of other mishmash, right?
Can I ask you guys this?
But no stars.
No stars. But would you rather be I look at the Niners. Wildly successful, been to the 4 Super Bowls in the last few years. They don't have any Super Bowl wins. Now, Would you rather be in that position? Oh, we're getting there. We're not winning, though. Or this kind of goes to your thing, Chris.
Or would you rather be Dallas to not even get out of the second round?
Just saying. This goes back to your question. Would you rather get blown out, or would you rather lose a close game? Would you rather not make it there?
He's trying to.
It's spin zone right
this
now.
Is total. I mean, at this point in time,
you guys
I'm dizzy.
questions.
I'm dizzy by the spin because
you asked me a question, then you gave me all.
No, I would rather. Of course, I'd rather be the 49ers making the Super Bowl. Get out of here.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, but
I mean, of course you want to go to the Super Bowl instead of it's been, damn near 30 years since you've made it. And look at the other franchises in the NFL who have done it and other teams and other sports that have made their Final Four that have not had the problem with the Cowboys. You don't want any of that stuff. But Dak is a guy who you've got the right quarterback to finally get through all that. The ultimate question, we finally drilled down to the actual which team would you rather be for the rest of your career? Staying in Dallas and doing it the same way and maybe having some, you're in that spotlight where all this, craziness, Michigas is going on.
I'll give you what I thought about.
Or you go to the
Romo.
Raiders where it's a passionate fan base. You're the Raiders guy. You're in the AFC West. And you're totally changing up your whole career dynamic. And you got Devontae Adams and you've got maybe you don't have a better roster you're going to. You still have a great pass rusher in Max Crosby. You got a young stud there, too.
Two good tight ends. Remember, they got Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer.
Just saying. And if you're Dak, you're sitting here thinking, all right, so don't sign me. Let me walk. You say stay put in Dallas, though.
I'll tell you, back when Romo was playing, I was at a point where I thought to myself, if you put Romo on a different team,
yes, sir,
and you took that star pressure off of him,
yes,
maybe he'd thrive a little bit more.
Yes, sir.
So if you're going to ask me that, paying Dak $60 million is insane. I feel like most Cowboys fans feel that because it's just going to hamper the rest of the team, obviously. So if Dak Prescott didn't play for the Cowboys, he wouldn't have as much pressure on him. I don't know if the pressure gets to him or not. Does it?
I don't know if the pressure's as big in Vegas. I don't know.
It's not going to be as big anywhere.
But he would have to. He would be raising his hand, saying, "I'll leave the pressure cooker of Dallas to go to less of a pressure cooker in Vegas, but willingly entering Mahomes' world where I got to win. I got to play him twice a year." Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.